Completely. All right, folks. Welcome to the Simple Blasphemy podcast. Tonight, Scott Williams is our guest, and we'll be starting in just a few minutes. Hey, blasphemers. Welcome to Simple Blasphemy, where we have the best times with the worst topics.
We're three friends that discuss everything and nothing, from wacky headlines to games and trivia. All subjects bizarre and risque are on the table.
Our weekly guests range from friends, musicians, and artists to professionals in a variety of industries.
We go live on Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Want to support the show? Join our Patreon. You can find it and more at www.simpleblasphemy.com.
So grab a drink and join it!
It's too late now. This is Simple Blasphemy.
Oh, may the fourth be with you.
And also with you.
All right, folks. Thanks to all the blasphemers out there tuning in. My name's Zach Ward. I have here with me always Andy's
Puppy.
A new one. Another one.
This is Phoebe.
Phoebe. And Andy and Phoebe. And also Mr. Zach Green, the green cleaning machine.
Fuck! God damn it! Fuck!
Oh, yeah.
Now we're talking.
God, what catharsis. What mirth.
It's good to get it out early.
It feels good. As mentioned, Scott Williams is our guest here. All the info on our show can be found at simpleblasphemy.com. And if you click that like, share, and subscribe button, you will receive 5 years of what, Andy?
Perfect handwriting.
Oh, perfect. That's
everything you do. You want to try calligraphy, you motherfucker, you're on.
Hey,
really?
What do kids of today do when they have to sign their name on important documents since they have not being taught cursive anymore?
They lick the paper.
Yeah.
They eat its ass.
Do they sign it with their tears of
Zach Green, you are
sorrowness and
tears of a clown?
Just tears on the overall world and the wokeness and the hate for everything. Is that they sign with those tears?
Okay,
Yes.
well, listen, you are in luck because part of the things we'll talk with Scott about, Scott and I went to the same high school, went to high school together. He was a couple years older than me, but he was a guitar player. I'm not trying to say nothing, Scott. Not trying to put you down. Just
He's the only one of us dressed like a fucking adult.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Scott.
I like it like that.
Scott's one of my favorite people to hang out with, and we have not hung out in a long time, which sucks. But Scott has got his law degree.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now, when you ask that question, Zach Green, now we can actually get an answer. But before that, Scott is an accomplished guitar player. He plays in many bands around town, and not only that, but he's also a guitar teacher as well.
Yes.
So all of these things, and we're going to use all of them tonight, minus maybe the teaching portion of it. What's up, Julio?
Oh, you're going to learn some shit tonight, though.
We are. We have a very fun show. I've got video clips for us to review. We have a new game today we're starting, and it might not be every week, but we have a new game called Whose Boobs Are These? Okay, whose boobs are these? Now, I will make a disclaimer that in the future, it's not just limited to women. So put on your thinking cap.
Put on your thinking cap.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And let your thoughts go.
Whatever. Let yourself flow.
So we've had the John's in the chat. Hey, buddy. Hope you're feeling better. John, I think had surgery or hurt himself. in the foot area, I believe. So, man, speedy recovery there.
He hurt his
By
foot from kicking
accident,
too
or did he
much
get
ass.
really mad and kick something?
Yeah.
He's a New Yorker, so who knows?
New Yorkers
I don't want to talk about it.
They tend to stick a foot up an ass occasionally.
Fuck you!
Hey,
I
fucking
won't
guy.
talk about it. So we've been so lucky to have a lot of really breast implants. All right, we're gonna use your titties on one of the games in the future. Then we have such luck and good fortune with we had Reeves Gabrels back on. That episode was amazing just a few weeks ago. We've had Sorcerer's BB back on again, talking about the adult entertainment clip
Foot
world.
shavings,
toenails, who knows?
dust, foot dust.
And many others. But we haven't had a good old fashioned simple blasphemy review of news articles and jackaassery. So
Everything's been too serious lately, man.
Tits, fart, tits, fart,
Cock,
fart,
fart,
fuck,
bitch!
cock, fuck, piss,
Poop.
piss, poop, poop,
Poop,
poop,
fuck.
God
damn it!
now, Scott,
You feel better now, don't you?
what are some of the words that you might not say in public, but you do enjoy saying from time to time? Like mine is suppository. It's not the fact that I actually enjoy them or anything like. I just think the word is pretty damn awesome.
It's
Is there a-
satisfying.
Yeah,
It fits really nicely.
suppositorily.
Well, in my business, there's all kinds of bullshit words like wherefore to. That,
Romeo.
yeah, that I'll like throw into writing and then stop myself.
Yeah.
Too pretentious.
Now, in the lawyer world, is that jargon and the vernacular that they use with whereas, foras, therefore, and
Hence with.
la 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 la? Is that become cumbersome very quickly, or did it take a while to? I mean, what's the purpose of it? Is it to be extremely clear or just formality?
Well, I think that I suspect that part of it's to justify the fees. It's like a barrier to entry for lay people. But fortunately, in recent years, there's been a movement to just adopt plain language. So did I tell you about my job with the judge?
No.
It's been a while.
It's
Yeah,
been a
I got a job as staff attorney for a judge at the Common Pleas Court in Lucas County.
really.
Nice.
I'm writing a lot of legal opinions these days, and I'm pleased to say that I don't think in the 2.5 years I've been doing that, I've written a lot of opinions and not one Latin word.
Mm.
And so we just try to keep it plain English. So I'd imagine if a layperson read something, we'd want them to be able to, generally get what's going on.
Yeah.
They don't need to have the thesaurus handy.
Exactly, the old Black's Law Dictionary. Yeah.
So
Every big word, every big word, you could say the same thing with the smaller word. I mean, that's always true.
yeah.
Do you think that they'll ever incorporate regular use of the word fuck?
Or unlawful kernel knowledge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Muff
Well,
diver down.
It happens if it's relevant. It'll get thrown in there if it's
like
that the defendant said "fuck you," and then that happens.
All right.
So
We've had a couple of suits where the N word, in a civil suit where that had to be part of but just for describing a situation and only for that purpose.
Can you imagine the most uncomfortable white dude in the entire world that has to say?
you're looking at him.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. So on that subject of court, I have a video clip for you to review. And I would have to say, we'll have questions after it. So everyone, here we go.
Yeah.
Video clip number 1.
I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I try and be stronger in this life I chose, but I want you to know that door I closed. In your honor, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. To my mother, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. To the victim, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. Oh. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah,
the little regulation at the end was my favorite part.
yeah.
Oh,
I
the
cannot
French.
imagine that was done on the advice of counsel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Does it do anything?
Does it
Yeah,
supposed to
Scott,
do
what would-
anything?
If you were the judge, I mean, what would you would you sing? Would you sing back to him?
Well, you know,
You're
it would seem like there was some genuine remorse there, even if the form was a little off the beaten path. I mean, it does get you, you know, maybe it'll shave 6 months off. And, you know, he had decent pitch.
Yeah.
You know,
Your pitch was off. I'm only going to take 3 months off. Your
Fortunately, the judge wasn't Simon Cowell.
Oh no. Oh
that was
no.
terrible. Life in prison. Goodbye.
Yeah, you know that's a
The bail factor.
The core rights of the defendant's allocution. They can do whatever they want, and they can go as long as they want too.
You can filibuster?
Yeah. You know, like,
Sing for your sentence.
yes.
I can only imagine that,
Indeed.
you know, prolonging something wouldn't come to what would be called as benefit to your outcome, I would say.
It's probably a rare case, but I think if you can like persuade the judge that you've really like learned something from your experience, then it may prevent the worst outcome you could get at sentencing.
Now, would you ever advise anybody that maybe say they were at the bar too late and their wife was upset to, as they're, you know, outside of the door that maybe the locks were changed, to come up with something like this to shave off
the pebble at the windowsill and you've got the loot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that something you would advise?
It's called the de Bergerac defense.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know, as a divorced man, I'm probably not the guy to, you know, get that kind of advice from.
You get other people out of trouble.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually it's me helping slam the door actually.
Oh,
in my role.
So we usually ask some questions to our guests, and I'm narrowing it down to 2 just for fun for the most part. Number 1, especially in your position in law, how would you describe equality as it relates to the human race? What's your definition of equality?
Go ahead and just jump into that deep end of the pool.
Yeah.
And while you're in there, go ahead and drown, because that's basically what Zach just did, is just kicked you off.
Right. I think it's a great question.
It's a great question.
I would love to have people think about this.
Well, I think from the role that we have as the court, you know, the judge and me as part of the staff, you know, we want everyone who comes before the court to feel like they're, you know, being treated by the same set of rules, by the same standards, that, you know, that everybody's got that same rule book, and that it's all about like the facts applied to the law rather than, you know, a particular group being disfavored.
Right.
What about if there was an individual or a group that wasn't from the solar system?
Oh.
Yeah, well, you know, then you're bringing jurisdictional questions into it. You know,
I mean, there is a world court, right?
There is, and I believe the United States continues to not be signatory.
They were seen for a very short amount of time on Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Quite a short time.
Very short.
Okay. Green, would you petition to venture back with them, or would you, what would you say to these extraterrestrial fellows?
Get me off this fucking planet. Stat!
Okay.
You know, I would say that what would really impress me is the process server that got them the summons. Yeah, that'd be quite an accomplishment.
When this shit is 88 miles per hour.
I mean, could that? Yeah. Who knows? You can, you know, beam them some 1s and 0s, or perhaps a song.
It's
maybe a song.
Not radio waves. Definitely not radio waves.
The ethical and cultural implications of having somebody. Yes, they should just sing.
Send a record into space, so you know they could
Sure.
The guy from the clip, I think that would be the best defense for the extraterrestrials is to start just
Singing.
pick a key and go with it.
Earth represents.
Yes.
We're
As the
sorry
entire
about-
jury's heads explode because their pitch
We're
is
sorry
way too
about
high.
your airspace. We're sorry. We're sorry. You can stay there as long as you want.
We bombed Australia. It's no longer there.
But what happens if it's the other way around and when they're starting probing you in the ass, they're actually singing and apologizing to you in the same audio?
Now, why are we getting to the benefits? I thought we were going to talk about the detriment.
Right.
I mean, the booty titty. Andy's coined term. All right.
Just go ahead and put some cocaine up my butt.
Last
Who's your straw man?
last
Or
question.
gal?
You ask.
What is the worst job you have ever had?
Worst job I've ever had. Probably a dishwasher when I was in high school. It was scrubbing the pots and pans. Hands were just a dried out awful mess at the end of the nights.
Especially in the winter.
Where about?
I washed dishes at a Croy's Supper Club in Perrysburg.
Okay.
Yeah, over probably about a year. Yeah, wash dishes. That wasn't my favorite thing.
What made it a club exactly?
Good question.
It was
I think
song
that they found someone willing to make a sign that said that.
Oh, I see.
It was sort of like in the
That
19th
easy.
century,
Okay.
being a doctor just involved you hanging a shingle outside your house.
Frank Sinatra got a blowjob in the parking lot in 1964, and the rest is history.
It's a club.
See.
We do have another question from the audience. Tina says, "What are you drinking there, Scott?"
Oh, I've got some Dewar's White Label.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually have a new rye whiskey, and I've already forgotten what it is. Okay, Julio, here he is. Question: the putting the hand on the Bible makes me cringe, not only because I am an atheist, but because of the First Amendment in the United States Constitution. Could someone deny the judicial process because of this?
You mean like a witness being sworn in, or like in what context?
I think that you don't have to swear in the Bible unless you're a witness, right?
Yeah, and no, we don't use we've done trials and we don't use a Bible for swearing in.
Has that gone away because of this?
Yeah, I think so. And I know that Representative Vilmar, when she was sworn into Congress, she did it on a Quran.
Okay.
So
You could choose.
I think the First Amendment does.
Now you said a crayon, right?
Yeah.
A box of crayons or
Quran. Sorry, just my cruddy
Quran.
pronunciation. Quran. Yeah.
Well, I thought you said maybe it was a box of crayons. I don't know. You know the ones that have like the sharpener in the back.
It could be a box of pasta if you're a pastafarian.
The spaghetti monster.
The
Dunk your
It-
hand
it-
into the
like
bowl
most
of
those
meatballs.
pasta.
Yeah, I like where
the
this
box
is
of
going.
crayons didn't have the crayon flesh in there, did it?
Yes.
Okay, so we have
Yes.
a lot of we've got a lot of show to get through, and again, we have a new game later in the show called "Whose Boobs Are These?"
The color
Once again.
flesh.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna
Pink.
be fun. We got a whole
Pink.
bunch of music,
all
video
inside.
clips, and stuff,
Mhm.
and we got some news that you need to know. So let's just dive into that. The first headline comes
This
from
is-
Irish Central.
Important shit, everybody.
Bad medicine? Drunk Dublin man tells police he's Jon Bon Jovi. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Daniel Phillip, 43, surrounded by beer cans on Dublin's O'Connell Street in November last year, told officers that he was the famous frontman of the iconic rock band Bon Jovi. He later pled guilty to public intoxication and given something a false name, giving Gerard a false name and address. I was like, you give love a bad name. It would have been a better joke if they had that in there.
The guy had it edited, I bet. He was heartbroken. Worked really
He
hard
probably
on that
did.
one.
Is it? Have you? I'm kind of dovetailing things just for fun, but do people give false names in your line of duty, Scott?
By the time they get to us, we generally know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were drunk, who would you say you were to try to get out of jail? Zach, who would you say you would be?
Stan Berta.
Okay. Andy?
I don't know.
No?
No.
I'd go with Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay.
When my hair gets long, I get the Harry Potter joke still.
Older
Okay.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Drunk girls, when I'm at gigs, I'll get that still. Yeah.
Colin Farrell's conjoined twin that was separated way too early
And that's still in a phone booth,
in a phone booth.
perhaps.
Yeah.
All right. I actually like that movie. Anyway, Jon Bon Jovi, folks, in the news for once, not making fun of the way they sing or sound, which is great. Let's take a clip because we're kind of mirroring a couple of things since we're all musicians. And let's get your guys' reaction to this.
That guy's dead. That dude is dead. Everybody just kind of watched him die. Was that cradled? I don't know.
I don't know.
Feces?
I'll be humming that one tomorrow. Yeah.
In the bathroom, you just.
The hot dog water coming out of my
Hey.
ass.
Hey, are you okay, man? Like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, it might invite an exorcism. People might assume I'm possessed.
Wow. Green, is this the kind of music you like, or is this something you think that's gone too
No,
far?
I like it, man. I get really fucking pissed, and sometimes to keep me from fucking throwing fucking tools around the garage, and it's not a good idea to throw any type of sockets in the garage because it really ricochets off the fucking cement really good, and half the time it comes right back at your head. But I'll just put on some stuff like that and just it keeps my screaming down and it saves my voice. If I
my question to you is, have you ever
I like it. I do. On the way home from work in the car or wherever,
Just
No.
taking the morning dump.
Oh yeah.
Now wait a second. Have you ever you're eating like a cup of noodles or something, and a noodle was accidentally got lodged in the back? I'm sorry.
I didn't know that could help sing that way. I might have a singing career.
It's called the Batman cough.
All right, one more on this specific subject, folks, for your critique.
What is Scott's favorite Law and Order character?
Now,
I hope he's okay.
I always imagine that would be how it would turn out if I ever tried to crowd surf. Just totally eating shit like that. Yeah.
I think the stage manager kind of went, oh.
All right, so Julio did ask, what's Scott's favorite Law and Order character?
Oh, it's always the murderer. 'Cause really, there wouldn't be a show without him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Does somebody that jumps into the crowd like that, and if let's perhaps say they break something, do they have a case against? Can they sue basically, or?
I think that's an assumption of the risk scenario right there. Yeah.
You buy the ticket, take the ride.
Green, what's the craziest thing you've done other than being with me in an extreme concert, nearly walking up to the front row, music-wise? Have you jumped into the crowd? Have you surfed at all?
You ever had your ponytails tugged?
In a music concert?
Mm-hmm.
All of the above, bitches.
Oh. No story there?
I don't know. The stories have to come to me. I just can't sit here and like page through them,
Oh my goodness.
I'll have to really think about it.
He's a lexicon.
He's a lexicon.
I am considered, amongst all my friends, I am considered the scribe and the record keeper. So
I could actually see that.
Chronicler of the saga.
The saga.
Last video, and again, Scott, maybe if he was asking for some lawyer advice, what would you give him? Here we go.
I gotta kick my feet up. Hang. I gotta kick my feet up when I'm out there. Yeah. Right?
This isn't gonna
All right,
end
go.
good, guys.
1, 2, 3, go. Oh, hell, it's gonna hurt again. Go. Go.
Oh, you could actually hear the.
Yeah, no, that was some serious lumbar, some lumbar distress.
In Soviet Russia, plank walks you.
Oh,
Well,
man.
scenarios like that are why waivers were invented.
Definitely one of my I don't know, distant family members from Poland.
Oh man, I'm trying to incorporate some more video, basically like finding some interesting fails on YouTube. So folks, if you do like this crap, make sure you comment and let us know. And also, if you're new here, say hi too. Let us know you are hanging out. We always, subscribe, like, share, whatever. Next topic. Are you ready? Andy, I believe you put this one to our attention. From the BBC, mystery tree beast turns out to be a croissant. Let's see here.
Paul Mason.
There's a French champagne.
When animal welfare officers receive a report of an unusual animal lurking in the tree in the Polish city of Krakow. Couldn't make this up.
My hometown.
They were not sure what to expect. People aren't opening their windows because they're afraid it will go into their house, one woman reported. But a visit to the area showed the creature in question was not a bird or even a reptile, but a croissant.
Oh, oui.
What is a croissant doing in Poland?
Poland.
That's why they thought it was a mysterious tree beast.
Okay.
What is you guys are both Polish.
Yeah.
Both Zachs are Polish. What is your native pastry? And does it resemble a croissant?
We have a number of different pastries. I don't recall the names of them, but we've got like snowflakes that are cut out with powdered sugar on top. Almost everything Polish that I've had
sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of
Sorry,
it kind of does. It has like sweet sugar on top, and whatever else is kind of bitter. Like they use apricots a lot.
Yeah,
I remember one time
dessert like
I took a cookie and it looked like cherries, and I was like, "Ooh,
oh yeah."
I'm like, this is going to be great. And I bit into it, and it's like apricot. Like, it just wasn't
slimy.
It's the only reason that apricot still exists is because of that dessert.
If you numb your tongue with enough vodka, it actually tastes pretty good. But whatever. What's the weirdest pastry or food that you've ever eaten?
Seen in a tree?
Anybody? We don't want to ask Zach until he comes up with one, right? He's like,
I don't know. In the old neighborhood, I used to be left like everything from half-eaten cakes to gallons of like Gatorade and stuff, and full like Burger King meals, like in the middle of my driveway, where I literally had to get out of my car when I got home and move the stuff out of the way to put the car in.
Wow!
So,
you don't think somebody's trying to send you a message?
No, I don't know. Maybe
you're a little skinny.
I was going to say, don't you think the woman down the street that had a crush on you was like, you know what, I'm going to leave him in number 4 again today and see what happens?
I don't know.
It's better than leaving you in number 2.
I mean, after like the I don't know, the 35th time it happened, I lost it and I fucking went off Zach style.
Oh yeah, you did.
And I seen some old guy look at his grandson and go like this to him.
What was? Now wait a second. So
No, I was really going like I was mad. Like if I have to fucking come home and move food out of my driveway one more fucking time, if you think Rambo First Blood was bad, just you wait, do it again. And I was going, and I was pissed, man. And everybody was just like, and then I out of corner of my eye, seen that one grandfather look at his grandson, and just go like this. And it never happened again.
That poor kid.
I didn't have no idea it was a kid. I thought it was like the fucking,
He just wanted to be your friend.
35-year-old teenagers down the street,
Oh man, Zach's actual extended story on that you basically nipped it in the bud.
I'm sorry.
It's good.
Can you imagine that though? Just I wish. Did they have video photography footage? Could you capture that in the day that happened?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I think that was the days of the flip phone.
Was that the day when the
3 1/4
crappy
floppy?
video?
The video was like this big.
Yeah.
Sony Mavica.
Yeah, so it would have never been captured justly.
Scott, how useful is even like video evidence? Can people take their cell phones and turn videos in for evidence? Or there's always the is it like legit, or do you think that's speculation? Like, did they fuck with this, or did they?
I watched it put a guy away. Actually, so
really?
Yeah,
okay,
yes, totally.
How common is that?
Yeah. Technological evidence definitely. We had a rape trial last year where part of the prosecution's evidence was zeroing in where this guy was at 2 a.m. using cell phone towers.
No way.
Pinging. Also, when I was working at before I got this job with the judge, I worked at a personal injury law firm, and we had a client who screwed up his case with the Facebook post because he was like an auto accident claimant, and he was claiming a shoulder injury, and he posted on his Facebook page, and at his deposition, the defense attorney brought in the photos from his Facebook page of him. He was on a hunting trip, and he was holding up a buck that with the shoulder he was alleging was injured like 2 weeks after the accident. It was
So
that's evidence, man. Yeah, you gotta watch your video, your photos.
So that's one time that a criminal didn't buck the system.
Jesus Christ.
Well played, sir.
It writes itself, man. It's all binary code.
I don't disagree with that.
Hey, well, it's nice to see that videos and a lot of that stuff is starting to come into this system, because I remember, I don't know, back in the day, there would be actual substantial evidence. Somebody would have had a video, but because they weren't able to obtain that video correctly or some type of technicality, they weren't able to use it. And it would always be like, no, there's a video evidence, but they were like, oh, well, we can't use it because of blah, 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 blah,
Well, that's been the difference in all these civil rights cases, hasn't it?
Recently,
the events on video, because everybody's carrying a video camera, and the digital quality is quite good. So I think
hard to deny when stuff's right there in front of you.
Right.
The deep fake thing kind of freaks me out.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good faking of shit these days too. The technology,
there really is. There was
scary.
I can't remember what country. One of the countries got foiled by thinking that the Ukraine prime minister, somebody from the Ukraine, was contacting them, and it wasn't him. It was actually somebody deep faking the video.
Yeah,
and that might actually be a really bad. I mean, Blade Runner. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I was thinking of also
not Blade Runner.
The first
Running Man.
Dredd, where Dredd was convicted on faked video evidence.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened in The Running Man.
Yeah, an editing job.
We're going to kill them all, and then he kills the entire town or something like that. And
I will not fire on innocent women and children. They just want you.
Yeah. So Is there like
low resolution.
Who said
Am
you
I?
could eat my cookies?
You don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but is people think that there's in the city, the police and the fire and the judges and all this, they're kind of in cahoots, to the point where, you get pulled over for a DUI or whatever, like, oh, it's Judge, Mary Thompson or whatever. It's fine. Just go home. Be careful. Is in these civil cases that are coming up where there is some kind of questionable, like aggressive police thing that's a super hot topic now. Hot topic nowadays. Is there like some form of like, we can't throw the police under the table. We're all part of the city together. Do you think that is a thing? I'm not saying just for Toledo, but is that a thing that actually happens?
Well, I can't speak for every jurisdiction. I know in our court we really make an effort to view everything objectively. I mean that's the most important thing is for people to have confidence in the judicial system. I think that there probably are judges who are more inclined towards the prosecution. That happens. Coming from a prosecutor's office is the most common way, the most common path, I think, to getting onto a common pleas court. So I think that it really depends on individual judges, but I do find that judges do value being perceived as unbiased and independent. And yeah, I don't know if that's really answering the question.
Well,
but...
I mean, to a certain degree. I mean,
It does a good job without implicating anybody.
Yeah. If you were, say you're in court and somebody that you found really attractive
like
showed
the
up,
judge.
and once you start, when you start reading, they start getting into what the case is about, and it's not good. Would you still find them attractive?
Yeah, I think I separate that out. I think I just
like if you see this said person in a bar.
I've got a cool clinical detachment. It's all about the law, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's good. This is interesting. We get financial dominatrices. We've got
all those hot women have committed murders and stuff in the past. If you were just run into them after the bar at the bar and they've been acquitted and like
well,
whatever.
They still
right?
end up getting. That's the thing is that you can be really, really good looking in prison and probably still get laid in prison by one of the guards. I've watched enough Orange is the New Black to know that happens all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like there's people that are actually out. Like in one point. I mean, she's not really my type, but Casey Anthony. And she's fucking like started a fucking photograph company or taking pictures or something. It's just like, what the fuck?
Killer photography, man.
She had a lot of time to think about her future.
I guess I don't know, man. You know what? Karma's a bitch. You can't fuck with karma.
Okay.
I agree.
It'll find you.
It's gonna fucking
Maybe
get
not
you. You might not be
today,
even the
tomorrow.
person that has to do with it. It still might find you.
Scott, do you feel like karma is just in the air in the court system? Do you breathe karma because you're so close to it?
Well,
doesn't happen immediately.
Karma is just cause and effect, and we deal in consequences. That's kind of our business. Yeah.
You are the arbiters of karma.
Oh, you are the man, Scott. Julio says. All right. Next article. We've probably
So we're not talking about croissant.
We've probably seen this one float around. Behind drum kit at his own funeral.
Oh God.
So I spared the picture on this one just because you can look it up if you want to. Apparently there's a video as well.
Oh no.
Today it's going out with a bang. We have Toronto's own Cabbage is the AKA Bonnie Brett, a world-renowned Canadian Guyanese, I believe. Guyanese? I'm sorry. Canadian musician who recently performed for the last time ever at his own funeral.
They didn't animate it, did they?
I don't know. It wasn't a
Hologram.
Major Magics.
Hologram?
It wasn't a Chuck E. Cheese.
Animatronics. Animatronics?
No, he was actually embalmed at a drum kit. like the dude that got embalmed playing video games, and that was like,
Was he the fluid in between the two layers on the Remo Pinstripe series drumskins?
It was weird because even
that's what they
after,
used to embalm him with.
even during the funeral, he was still hard to read.
No.
Does it do anything?
Is it supposed to do something?
No.
You know?
No.
No. Even the dog grunted at that.
I'm not looking forward to my demise, but when I go, I'd rather not make the funeral guests really uncomfortable. And I just feel like that would just creep everybody out. I feel like it would, turn everyone off the buffet I plan to have available.
There's
party
that one
atmosphere.
guy that was buried on his Harley Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a clear type of box or something, and then they somehow with metal rods and stuff and propped him up on his hog and
that took care of about a
buried him
dozen
that way.
arguments amongst his kids about who gets the bike.
yeah,
Well, remember
that's
that
an easy way to
that
solve
movie
it.
from the early '90s, Stone Cold, with Brian Bosworth, where he's the cop who infiltrates the biker gang. And there's a scene where the one biker has his funeral, and they do a funeral pyre, and he's on his hog.
What year was that?
Yeah, I was gonna
Early
say,
90s?
That's
sounds
gotta be
familiar.
like 90, 94, 95.
Oh,
Stone Cold.
shit. Man, I wonder if one inspired the other.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Julio asks for Scott. So, what inspired Scott to pursue a career in law? How did you dive into that? Was it
Yeah.
you got approved for a loan?
Well, yeah, really, if you can fog a mirror, you can get into law school and get the loans, man. And so that's probably not a very inspiring answer. I had been doing music full time, and I'd been doing bands and teaching guitar lessons, and I'd been doing that for a long time, and I reached I think I was around 29 or 30 when I was going to take the plunge on law school. And I just felt like I had was running out of maneuvering room in music, if that makes sense. Like I felt like I'm doing the things that I can do in Toledo, and was looking to expand my horizons. And when I was an undergraduate, I split my time between music and philosophy. And I got into a philosophy of law class and thought it was fascinating. And everyone watches courtroom dramas and whatnot, and it's an easy thing to get infatuated with. So
It's not quite the same when you're in the courtroom, though. It's not quite as fast paced. There's drama, but the drama's a real slow burn. I'd never been to court before until a couple of years ago, and I was just like, I'm gonna fall asleep.
It's important work, but yeah, it's a lot of drudgery too.
Yeah, there's tedium, monotony. It just seems like there needs to be, and rightly so, there needs to be an explanation for everything. There needs to be clarity, as we talked about before. There needs to be clarity in things so that there can be no argument against it.
Yeah, and honestly, like on the criminal side, I want to say we've had in our court 2.5 years, we've had hundreds of cases go through, and we've had 2 trials. And in a sense, it's, you might say, well, that's kind of boring. And that part is true. It would probably be more interesting to have more trials, but it also speaks to the, like, for instance, our prosecutors are all excellent above board professionals, and they bring like legit cases and they settle for a reason. So in a sense, it shouldn't, say that the system works well, that we kind of like filter out the, filter through things in a good way.
So when you're all the experience you've been at the different places you worked at in law specifically, when you see another lawyer that you admire, like this guy's really got it, you know what I mean? Like I really look up to this lawyer. What are those reasons? Because the reason I'm saying that's because, everybody goes to college for the same thing for the most part, right? Generally speaking, you're learning how this works. You learn the set of rules, and then you just learn how to help people or whatnot. But when you see a lawyer that you really respect, what qualities does he have that are different than anybody else?
Well, I think that presenting like an honest evaluation of a case, really most cases have got like good and bad points to them. So I think when I'm reading a brief, and there are certain attorneys that that have developed a reputation with me that when I kind of dig into things, I'll find that the cases they cite stand for the propositions they cite them for. Okay. And they're not like bullshitting me about that. And addressing head on like negative aspects of a case, like we can see this or that. I think I have a lot of respect for that. I think that a lot of how this process works is, since it's adversarial, is, kind of like an honest meeting in the middle is what we're shooting for. Mm-hmm. And I think the other thing I have a lot of respect for are attorneys who are able to like actually reach settlements too, without a lot of posturing and inflammatory behavior. Yeah, that's usually just a smokescreen for the fact that your case isn't very good.
Is it true that if both sides feel like they've gotten fucked, that usually means it's a pretty good deal when they settle?
Well, I would soften that language a bit and say that if no one's totally happy, it's probably right.
Okay, fair enough. Julio asks once again, what's Scott's favorite artist / band other than Toad the Wet Sprocket?
Oh yeah. Well, guitar wise, I probably the top of the heap would be Joe Satriani. I've had one of my buds in junior high would rant and rave about Joe Satriani, and I got
the Extremist
Alien.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and until that time, I was mostly exposed to like the classic rock genre, and I was used to like the blues based rock sound was a lot of what I was accustomed to, and Sash was just like this whole universe of modal sounds. And it was doubly impressive that initial album he just recorded on a 4-track in his bedroom.
What's your favorite song off that album?
Oh, I love Ice 9 is really cool. I mean, everything on there I kind of imagined to be like a soundtrack for like a comic book, which is where I think he was going for a lot of that stuff.
That sounds like an artist to me. So what's like a favorite band of all time? If we were to, what do you gravitate towards?
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Yeah, Toad the Wet Sprocket.
On the ocean.
The 90s.
What was that one song that had like continuous airplay that they had in like in 95?
That was it.
Something's always wrong.
Is that what the name of the song?
Yeah, Fall Down.
Dude, I swear to God, that song plays and I go right back to 1995 or whatever year that was. It was like such a backdrop to like that summer,
that band.
I don't know. There's just something about that. It just takes me back. It's a time machine for me.
Scott, you were either a Rush or a Kiss fan as well, correct? Right?
It's a time
machine. No, wasn't so much into Kiss.
Is it Rush?
Rush maybe to a lesser extent. I was a big Zeppelin guy. Still am.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right, fair enough.
Fair.
All right, folks.
You know, I hope somebody never makes that mistake with me. Like, oh, great, I always took you as a Kiss
This
fan.
guy, when
'Cause
you're-
I do not like Kiss.
Well, I know you went to see Kiss, right?
Never. Did
I
you?
have
Scott,
been
did you
to
see?
Kiss. I went
Yeah.
with a couple of buddies. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I thought I saw that on Facebook or whatnot.
Yeah,
All right.
it was a good show. You know,
What year? What year was that?
that was within the last 2 years.
Oh, recently. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We are lucky enough to have a new game we're playing. Now, don't forget, folks, we switch up different games. We do games such as Would You Rather? We do games such as What's the Price?
Was it like guys
love you,
masturbating in the
Christopher.
audience?
Yeah, the guy on the left was having
Masturbating
a good time.
on the audience.
Whoa.
We do games such as Zoom. We also haven't done this one in a long time, and I think we only did it once, but we have moist questions. Moist questions.
Damp.
But our new game that we're playing today is called Whose Boobs Are These? Now, I think it's fair to say, I'm not going to say, you know, speak for everybody, but generally speaking, including women and men, we all enjoy breasts in a covered or in some cases an uncovered form.
Mhm.
So I'm going to premise this game once again that in the future, these breasts are not going to be limited to only females.
That was a
Just-
really you really danced around that maypole for a little while, didn't
And
you?
it's not going to be a very fancy picture of somebody's butt crack that's made to look like boobs. It will always be boobs.
It will always be boobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good board. I can, yeah.
So
I agree to your terms.
we're
We've
now
reached an accord.
also we're not going to do any nudity, and we're certainly not shaming breasts. We're just trying to do our part into normalizing boobs, and people shouldn't be scared of boobs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they should just be
Uncover
respectful.
the boob.
Yep, let them out. It's fine.
Respectful. And if you have a picture of boobs that you'd like to be a feature on one of these weeks, including men and women, by all means, please give us a message, send us a picture, and we will include your boobs,
Rack them up.
and people can guess who they are. Who cares, right?
Care of Blasphemous Boobs, Pueblo, Colorado.
Yeah. So
55655.
with any further ado,
A boob.
everybody,
A boob.
feast your eyes on these.
All right.
Okay. Now, this is a famous person. This is a famous person. So, just look around a little bit.
Yep.
And look for
Take
some
all-
clues. I don't know if there's clues. Maybe
Take all the space you need.
just give it a good one.
I
And then-
recognize this airbrush artist.
Really, really pull.
I don't know if there's
that- those
airbrushing,
memories.
but okay. Let's have a go. Zach Green, would you like to be
Who
the
is that chick, or maybe she's still currently married to Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
going to say young Demi Moore was going to be my guess.
No, the other one.
Greg Brown said Demi Moore. Interesting. Julio says Selena Gomez, perhaps.
Mila, or however you pronounce her name. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Tina says fake. Interesting. Let's take another look at that just in case. No, I don't think that looks fake. Anybody? What do you? I don't think they're overboard or over.
Mila Kunis? Sure.
Andy, do you have a good guess?
Dennis Kucinich. I'm going to say either Gina Carano
Okay.
or the other person that was Xena Warrior Princess. I can't remember her name.
Okay. Greg says definitely fake. Okay. Scott, you are the last one on the island here. Do you have a good guess on who this might be?
Yeah, I'm still going to go with young Demi Moore. I'm going to go with my gut instinct.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Are you guys ready for the reveal?
I'm ready.
Andy, will you be able to check if this person actually has fake or real ones after we show the
Sure.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Here we go. This is
Oh, I thought you were saying the picture was fake.
who do these boobs belong to?
Boobs are boobs, you know.
They belong to Sarah
Oh,
Silverman.
Wow.
Huh.
Okay, Sarah
Sarah
Silverman.
Silverman could kick our ass.
Andy, are we looking at real or
Real or fake?
maybe that should be the second part of this game is you have
Her
to
body looks a little stockier than I.
No,
Yeah, she's
those
an
are
ace.
those are real boobs.
they're totally real.
Those are
So
real boobs.
everybody that said fake in the chat.
Wait, no, wait. It says
disappointed.
Sarah Silverman's boobs still huge, possibly fake.
nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean,
All right. Well, if you're watching, Sarah,
yes. Please
yeah.
clarify.
Greg says she had a lot of work, not just boobs. Okay. I don't. Okay.
Greg, you kind of sound mad at Sarah Silverman.
I don't know much about her. I mean, I am a fan of some of her,
I think she's
you know,
funny.
outrageous comedy, but I don't know much about her life.
Julio says not fake. You can even see stretch marks. Yeah. All right.
Julio probably also dated Sarah Silverman for a little while, so come on.
I bet he did. Okay,
Okay, rack them up.
No, that's it. I'm only doing one.
Oh, we're done.
Oh.
We're done. Oh, it's over.
Well,
Night's over.
Oh,
Roll credits. Roll the credits.
I'm sorry. I ain't got no more boobs for you.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go on a stretch of like 5 to 10, man.
We're gonna
No.
at least see 8, and then that boobs from Total Recall.
Man, I don't know how to deal
Okay.
with this.
Okay. The next time we do this game, I'll have more than one set. I
It's like the
apologize.
sort of activity where you need a running start. You know, you get warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to bounce into another one, it looks like.
When you put it that way.
Well, folks, believe it or not, we have reached the end of this show. That's how fast 1 hour of pure entertainment is.
We've reached around.
This a lot. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. We want to thank Scott for coming on and
Thanks,
entertaining
Scott.
us.
Thanks for having me.
You might be a phone a friend if we ever get some kind of show that might require some explanation in the law field. Who knows?
Ooh, we could do a
Oh, nice.
lifeline. Ooh, we could get Flat Earth guy on here, and you could just use
What-
actual law.
Yeah. Maybe
Like
we should
the
go
law
into
of
that.
gravity.
Are you familiar with the treaty, the Antarctic treaty that's supposed to be up in a few years? Supposedly countries can't claim it to be theirs, basically, is the
Oh, okay. No,
this
I
guy
haven't
thinks
put up on
that's
that
where all the aliens live.
It's mine.
yeah. All right, guys, that's it for us. Thank you, Scott. Super fun show, and we will see you. Oh, we've got a. Should I even say it?
Make it shorter and shorter.
I do have a small announcement I'd like to make for the people that are actually hanging out with us. We have a very, very special guest next week. One of the biggest up-and-coming bands that has came out in the last couple of years will be guesting on their show. The band is called Grandson, and Jordan is the lead singer. Homework, Julio and
Homework,
Greg and
Julio.
everybody. Look up Grandson. We're going to be talking to him about 2 of his songs that are very controversial. Well, I wouldn't say very controversial, but they are. One of them is called World War III, and then the other one is called We Did It. So if you want to look up those songs, the World War III song is super awesome. And to be honest with you, I am very, very thankful for him to come on and agree to come on, because this is a little bit grandson, as in my grandson just walked in. I have to give him his presents before I leave or whatever. It's clarification on grandson.
Grandson.
It's going to be a really, 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 really good one with audio examples. We're going to play the songs and then just kind of find out in this weird turmoil of this world we lived in, especially getting through this whole year, or well, all through 2020 and 2021. We're going to dive into his more political songs and get his thoughts. So that's that.
We're going serious again next week, Zach Green. You ready?
Yep, going serious again.
Okay,
So, having
thank you
said that,
for letting me know. I am a jelly robot donut.
we will see you next week, folks. Thank you so much and have a great week.
Thanks for being on.
Great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
That's it.